Okay, welcome to my phone home screen. Today I'm going to be doing a video showing you how I edit my Instagram photos. I'm going to be using VSCO today, or VSCO. For those of you who don't know, I think the majority of people on Instagram know what VSCO is. And I've been using this app for a few years at least. I already have loaded here some photos that Eric and I took yesterday when we visited the U of A Botanical Gardens. Some of the photos I took on my phone, and some of them we took on our Canon 5D Mark III. I already edited one of the photos here, and I really liked how this turned out. It's more film inspired, as you can tell with the grain and the color of the greens. So this is the original, and it's a little more desaturated. I feel like it's not quite warm enough, so I'm just going to show you how I get that previous edit. We're just going to open up the photo and double tap it. Go down to this little slider thing. This is where all your editing is going to happen. So I have all of my favorite filters just at the front here until A4. And what I typically like to do when I'm start editing my photos is just go through all of the filters. So this is V5, this is INF, this is G6, B1, etc., etc. And I'm just going to show you what the filters look like on this photo. And different filters work for different photos. So yeah, but I actually generally use V5 and G6 the most. So I'm going to click G6, and I really like how it kind of just instantly warms up the skin and brings out these really beautiful colors. So if you double tap the filter, you can kind of change the, I guess, opacity of it, if you will. So left being no filter at all, and right being the full filter at 100%. So I usually like to change it to around like 8 or 10. And then we're going to click this slider. Also, regarding your filters, I think I bought the VSCO yearly fee, the one that you can edit videos with, so I have access to all the filters. But they do sell the filters by bundles, which are actually really quite affordable for those of you that don't have access to these yet. Okay, so I'm going to click this slider, and first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go down the row just to show you what I do. I'm going to decrease the exposure a bit, just because I didn't really like how bright the highlights were on my face. I'm going to leave contrast for now. I don't really work with Sharpen. I'll just show you an example. I think it just like makes things look a little too... Well, I'm going for that film look, so I don't need things to be too sharp. We're going to decrease the saturation a little bit. That's probably about -1. Let's see, we don't need to do any adjustments. Skin tone, sometimes I just like to make it a little more red. So if you move the skin tone toggle to the left, it makes your skin all red, and then to the right would be all yellow. So I'm just going to move it a smidge to the left. Also, I apologize if my phone is making noises. So tone, your highlights and shadows, this is something that I tend to change a lot. I want to make sure my highlights are not too strong, because I don't like to have too much contrast in my photos. And then I'm going to decrease the shadows a bit too. So next would be grain, and you always add a little bit of grain for that film look, maybe around 2.5, nothing too drastic. Moving down, I don't need to change my white balance, like I like how warm it is right now. And HSL, so hue, saturation, and lightness. The nice thing, I really actually like this new feature that they added, because before I would have to edit my things in Lightroom in order to kind of do these kind of edits. So I'm gonna change the HSL for my greens. So basically when you change the hues, it's really just gonna change the color a bit. So I'm gonna make it a little more aqua greeny to replicate that film look. I don't want my greens to be too saturated because I want my dress to pop out, and maybe we'll just turn it a bit darker. Just to give you guys an idea of what HSL is, I'm going to show you the extremes for the toggles. So for hue, to the right, you have this kind of more blue-green, and to the left, it's more yellow-green. So I'm going back to where I placed it. Saturation, again, you either completely desaturate or saturate it to the fullest extent. And I don't want to do that. And lightness is just darker versus lighter. So we're going to leave it about there. I'm going to change my purples because I want my dress to stand out. So the hue of my dress, I'm going to show you the extremes again. I liked it a little more on this side. Saturation I'm going to up so that it stands out, and lightness a little bit darker. Perfect. And so we're going to save it. Actually, let me show you before and after. So this is before, and this is after. Before, after. So this is a photo I took of Eric yesterday while he's taking a photo of me. And we're just going to edit this one. I think I want to use V5 for this. So the reason why I like to use a V5 filter is because sometimes the Pixel 2 overly contrasts the photos, and I'm pretty sure it's because I have HDR on. But anyways, so I use V5 to kind of make the shadows a bit lighter. So we're kind of going to go through the toggles. This time it'll be a little bit quicker since I've already kind of explained my methods. Honestly, like when I edit, I tend to change my mind a lot. So if I'm editing for like an editorial, for a project, then I will typically go back to edit a few times. Okay, and we're going to edit just a few photos. This one, I'm going to use another filter. Okay, I really like this one. So if you can tell the difference, this one just makes the sunlight look so beautiful. So I'm going to do another really quick edit. Thing about VSCO is that you can copy and paste edits, so you don't have to keep redoing your edits. So let's copy this edit and we're gonna paste it to these 3 photos. Obviously it's not always going to work, but it gives you a nice base to start off of. So if I just edit this one, I can just change things how I like. So basically, once I've edited the photo, I'm going to export it. So let's save to gallery, just like that. And before I actually post anything to Instagram, one app I really like to use is Unum. And it just kind of shows me how my feed is going to look. And then from there, I just add the photo onto Instagram. So yeah, that's essentially what I do to edit my photos. Sometimes I will run it through Lightroom on my computer if I have a lot of photos to bulk edit. But otherwise, I hope that's given you guys some insight into how I edit my photos. If you have any other suggestions for video tutorials, do let me know in the comments and I will try to get those out for you guys as well. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you later.